Yes. Okay. So we have to think, we have to work on our mindsets, because our mindsets, if you think like a winner, you become a winner. If you think like a loser, you're more likely to become a loser. And it's not just about that. It's not just about ucabanga. It's also it's also about the way you handle ama losses wakho and the way you handle ama wins wakho yabo. So to think like a trader, basically you need to think in probabilities. Probabilities okusho ukuthi you have to have like a mental framework or a mindset ezokwenza ukuthi uhlezi ube ahead, ezokwenza ukuthi ungabi na-stress if things don't really go your way yabo lento leyo, because I know sometimes you place a trade and you make a profit, and you place a trade and you win, and suddenly since usuwinile you go big on the big lot yabo, and leyo nto leyo ekugcineni igcina seyikulimaza yabo. So when you talk about thinking, because you understand ukuthi there are three kinds of analysis. There is the technical analysis, where okay, there's a technical analysis still nama-charts, ama-patterns abo o-head and shoulder nanani, o-quasimodo, ama-fake outs, ama-double top. So leyo yini i-technical analysis. But also there's a fundamental analysis ithi yona mangabe kunyuka i-interest rate, more likely ukuthi people more likely to save because they want to get more interest. More people gonna ngeke babe into debt because interest rate is very high uma ngabe ukweleta. But sometimes kuyenzeka ukuthi interest rate ithi noma i-high, but abantu still babe kuma-loans, okusho ukuthi ama-fundamental as much as esho ukuthi kufanele kwenze kanjena, but akwenzeki kanjalo because of why? Because of ilokunjani, because of i-mentality yabantu kuleyo ndawo leyo yabo lento le, or kuleyo era leyo. So that's why we have to work of like we have to work on the mindset. So ukucabanga in probabilities kusho ukuthina, kusho ukuthi a probability mindset, when it comes to trading, is you must understand that anything can happen. So anything can happen, okusho ukuthi it can go down, it can go up yabo lento le, and also it can be a win, it can be a loss yabo. But also number two is that you don't need to know what's going to happen next in order to make money. Okusho ukuthi kunabantu out there who don't actually know how to analyze, who don't actually know how to they don't have a strategy. They just go to the MetaTrader 4 platform, click buy, and they will make money because click buy and leyo nto bayithengayo vele yakhuphuka. So that's how they make profits. Abanye baklikha sell bese into abayidayisile bese yehla, so they make profits. So okusho ukuthi ngaleyo ndlela they don't know what is going on yabo. As much as they don't know what is going on, but they make profits because the market they move in their direction yabo. So that's how it goes. And then bese kuthi-ke there is a random distribution between ama-wins nama-losses. Sometimes you out of ama-trade out 10, so you make ama-wins, or out 8 they become in profits, bese kuthi out 2 they go to the loss. When I say random, usho ukuthi you actually don't know ukuthi out 10 which one azoba ama-win, which one azoba kwi-loss yabo. Bese kuthi an edge is nothing more than an indication of the high probability of one thing happening over another. Lokhu kusho ukuthini? Kusho ukuthi you must understand ukuthi as a trader you must have a strategy. So i-strategy senzani? Senza ukuthi ukwazi ube consistent, senza ukwazi ukuthi ube nama-set of rules owalandelayo whenever you placing a trade yabo. So kubalulekile lokhu ukuthi ukubambe. And then obviously nje kade ngisho before ukuthi when I say anything can happen, kusho ukuthi ngempela anything can happen. And bangibala la ukuthi maybe out of ama-trade out 20, maybe out 12 becomes a profit and now 8 become a loss. But what you don't know is the sequence of your wins and your losses. But what you do know is, because of based on your strategy, you know exactly what you've got 80% probability of making a profit. So if it's 80%, meaning out of our 10, our 8 they become profits, our 2 they become a loss yabo. But out of all those things, you must have a mindset ukuthi you are a trader, and being a trader, you must understand ukuthi you are in the $1 trillion market, and the market is there to give you opportunity for you to make some profits, and also is there to sometimes you don't make profits, sometimes you're gonna make losses because that's how it goes in the market. Yeah, but so when I say you don't need to know what is going to happen next in order to make money, if you don't expect the market to make you a winner, you have no reason to be afraid of losing. If you don't expect the market to keep going in your direction, there's no reason to leave money on the table, which means like as a trader, you must have a set rule. You go, okay, fine. Right now, ngizofaka my stop loss, ngizofaka my take profits, ngizofaka my entry right there kuleyo ndawo leyo yabo. And you know ukuthi imakethe ayikweleti ukuthi ikunikeze imali, at the same time it doesn't have any reason ukukubambela imali yabo, because it's there to give you opportunities, and also it's there for you to take ama-risk that are there, but you must always calculate ama-risk before ungene in any entry. So if you don't expect to be able to take advantage of your opportunity just because you perceive and pretend and present yourself, you have no reason to be afraid of missing out yabo. So ngiyazi sometimes ukuthi ube njengoba hlezi ngisho ukuthi into esizayo as a trader is you must always have ama-pending orders in place, because sometimes i-market doesn't go exactly like sometimes you analyze and then you don't take ama-trade. So to avoid into kanjalo ukuthi number one ujumpe in early, number two ukuthi ujumpe in late, you must have ama-pending order. But because you understand that you don't have to take every opportunity in marketing zone, there's always another one ozoyithola. So you don't need to be afraid of missing out. And also you don't expect market imali, but it will give you when you have taken opportunity in the right space and the right time, you will get your profit. So you no need ukuthi urashe yabo lento leyo. But okubalulekile fanele ukuthi ukwazi ukuthi once wenza analysis yakho yabo, wayenza wa-analyze kahle wabona ukuthi okay fine yabo, right now the odds are in your favor before you put in any trade yabo. And then number two, you need to calculate how much it's going to cost you if the trade is going to work or if the trade is going on a loss. So calculate a local before you get in. And you don't need to know what's going to happen next for you to make money, which means you place a trade and then the market it's not for you to move the market, but it's for you to place a trade. So anything can happen. If you believe anything can happen and that you don't need to know what's going to happen next to make money, then you will always be right. So it's like awudingi wazi ukuthi izokhuphuka noma izokwehla, but based on your strategy, based on your analysis, based on your probability, you expect it to go up or to go down. So you place a trade based on that. But uyazi ukuthi it's not for you to make it go down or go up. Well, for you it's just analyze. Okay. So sometimes you get abantu, they get into the market and then they make losses. They make losses. After they've made couple of losses, what they will do is they will think maybe I'm losing because I don't have enough knowledge. So what they do is they go out there and trying to get more knowledge. So you'll find that by getting more knowledge, it's basically they're getting more evidence about getting more evidence and why that trade will not work, or why is that trade it will go against them. Meaning sometimes maybe someone will trade only price action, and then suddenly okay, there's a person on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter who's trading with AMA indicators and they're making profit. So they go out there and learn more about AMA indicators, only to find AMA indicators, what they do is they do a paralysis analysis. Kusho ukuthi uzoparalyze ukuthi sazi too much. Yabo. So sometimes ukwazi izinto ey'ningi can be a bit of a problem. Yabo. So you find ukuthi by knowing so much, you end up not doing anything because what's in the ning. So So kubalulekile ukuthi wazi. And then obviously bese ukuthi when I say an edge is just nothing more than an indication of probability of one thing happening over another. Kusho ukuthi ukuba consistent in terms of your trading is based on your strategy, based on your analysis. It's also based on having a plan or a set of rules owalandelayo. So ukuze wazi ukuthi this is what I'm doing, this is where I enter, and this is where I will not enter. And understand with every movement in the market is unique, meaning every trade or place out, it is unique. Whether it's a fake out again and again, or it's a QML, even though it's QML, how many QML they will fail because each movement is not the same. So our mindsets are automatically associated without even thinking about it with anything. Like Masbon is in if like for example, if you've been like the way we think about certain things is like if sibona into ethize, we immediately associate ukuthi iyafana nale kaba before. Since ifana nale before, ama results esiwathola by doing the same thing will be the same. But awukho njalo kwi-market. You find because even though you see the same head and shoulder, but it will fail. Why does it fail? Because you find ukuthi maybe last time kunama-traders awa-100 million a-committed kuleyo trade, so athi sell. So when I want to buy, what to buy, only to find ukuthi maybe our 5 million you wanna to buy, so imarket iyavele yakhuphuka. But in this case, even though we head and shoulder, but now there's about 100 million, 800 million traders who are saying sell or are saying buy, opposite direction now. It's the same pattern in the same place, but movement ayizufana because ama conditions that are unique now. They're not the same. The pattern is the same, but the conditions are not the same. Because when ubona the same thing, you think is or reacts as the same market, but sometimes it will just fail you. So when that fail, you must make sure ukuthi that trade does not take you out, meaning it's not really a big lot oyifakile lapho. You must make sure ukuthi awukho paralyzed in terms of ukuthi hey manje usu-worried ukuthi ish yabona manje hey yabo ngathi sengizoyeka le nto yokutrade, I'm giving up, I'm gonna quit yabo because I keep losing and losing. But understand ukuthi losing is part of you of our business and it's part of learning. And also you must understand that it's every trade is unique, every moment is unique. Okay. And sometimes you must have understanding ukuthi the way we react to market sometimes can be because of our belief. Our belief obviously it's our perception, it's our expectations. So since we can't expect something we don't know anything about, we could say our expectation is basically projected to is in the future. So anything we decide to do outward expression of behavior will be consistent with what we believe. Finally, our beliefs shape how we feel about the results of our actions. So sometimes if you place a trade and goes in profits, because you have that belief. So and I'm a belief work will definitely affect how you feel about the results. But that's why I think as much as you can analyze, as much as you can make profits, you can make losses, it's very important to work on your belief system. It's very important to work on your attitude. Understand that with every loss or every win is ihlukile. So you might celebrate uyijabulele, but don't let it ungayenzi ukuthi uzukhohlwe ukuthi for the next trade now you need to analyze, treat ngokuthi ihlukile ayifani ya before. Hence uzokwazi ukuthi analyze kahle ungajahi, and at the same time ungabi nomqondo yokuthi hey abona-ke sengizikhokho-ke manje I can put in your 5 lots or 10 lots yabo, unyuse i-lot size without even calculating i-risk oyifaka kuyona yabo. So you must understand we use market analysis or technical analysis, which is all fundamental, to identify patterns, okay, and to define the risk and to determine when to take profits. The trade either works or it doesn't. In any case, we go on to the next trade. It's that simple, but akukho lula kanjalo yabo lento leyo, because sometimes you sometimes yabona ukufisa ngathi nje yabo unganyusa i-risk, or sometimes even though uyibona i-pattern mhlawumbe sihambile uzama ukuyijaha, which is in any case you end up making a loss. Yabo. In fact, trading is probably the hardest thing ever to ever attempt to be successful at. That's not because it requires intellect, quite contrary, but because the more you think, the less successful you will be. Because ikanjani le nto le simple. Yenza simple. You've got a strategy, right? You've got knowledge about candlesticks. You've got knowledge about currency pair. You've got knowledge about how to analyze. Now you need to work on your mindset. Okay, your mindset is like this. I've got a strategy. This is what I look for on the market. When it gives me, I take a trade. But it's not on me whether it's a mover up or it's a mover down or mover sideways. That is not on my control. What is my control is the risk that I'm willing to take by lot size, by stop loss, also by my profits, by my take profits and my trailing stop loss is also maybe taking partial profits. So sometimes ukuba too smart. That's why you find we see people that are too smart, like engineers, doctors, pilots. Those people they don't actually make it forex. It's mainly abantu abangafundanga kakhulu because those people they act they just generally lack the flow of the market. They let the market flow. They let the market moves. They don't know everything, but what they know is what they use, which means if you know the strategy and you know how you can define your risk, you can define your analysis and your strategy, you focus on local. Okunye is just beyond you. So let's just go over to the survey leyana yabo. Let's just go over survey. Khona uzo understand izinto that I feel a lot of people but they back you with. Yabo. Okay, where is this survey? Survey. Okay. So now the survey yabo. The survey is to make money as a trader, you have to know what the market is going to do next. See, wena kumele ukwazi is your analysis. Okumele ukwazi is your strategy. Okumele ukwazi is your risk. Yabo, it's your risk. So you don't have to know what's going to happen next. What you have to know is because now you've got your own strategy. There are millions and millions of traders out there that are using different strategies. So hence you don't have to know what's going to happen next, but you have to know what is your strategy. What is your strategy telling you? So you analyze with your strategy and you stick to it, and then you calculate your risk and you take profit and your stop loss, and then you let the market move. Okay. Sometimes I find myself thinking that there must be a way to trade without having to take a loss. Definitely, you will have to take a loss at some point. You will not win all your trade. You will not be profitable always. You will sometimes take a loss, and you must accept that sometimes you will have to take a loss. Okay, and understand which is it's about probabilities. Yes, sometimes you can make 100% profits all your trade, but the loss is there in the market. Okay, making money as a trader is a primary function of analysis. Let me tell you this: a lot of people can analyze. There are many to analyze. Is just drawing. Sometimes can be just drawing trend lines. Can be just drawing, recognizing the pattern. So, and technical analysis is part of it. But the important thing is because we all getting the same information, but it's how we perceive that information that is important, how we treat that information that is important. Also, it's about risk management. It's also about the attitude, discipline, and focus. Okay, so losses are unavoidable. They are there always. So risk is always defined. So this must always have it in place. So in my mind, there's always a cost associated with finding out what the market is going to do next. So you must always have a stop loss in place, have always a take profits in place. So uh, so about like njengoba ngisho ukuthi high probability, this is about high probability trade, kusho ukuthi lawa confluence amaningi ashoyo ukuthi iyehla ngempela. So if mhlawumbe uthola mhlawumbe eziwu-5 ezikhonfirmayo, noma eziwu-6, noma eziwu-3, noma eziwu-4, ezithi ngempela this is going to drop or this is going to go up, then that's the trade efanele ukuthi uyithathe. Ukuze ungathathi ama-trade wabona ungenayisho ngawo, yabo. Take only onesho ngawo. The more a trader learns about the market, how they behave, the easier it will be for him to execute his trade. I've discovered ukuthi the more you know, the less it is for you to place a trade, because masowazi kakhulu, sometimes you look for more evidence for you not to place a trade, or you look for more evidence why it is going to be a loss, because ubheka izinto. So your analysis is a bit complicated than it's easy. So simple is the way that you're supposed to do it. So my methodology tells me under what market condition to either enter or exit the trade. So this is very important. If your analysis is wrong, it's very important to have a stop loss in place, or you must accept that it is not going in my direction. It's not maybe your analysis was right, but as much as it was right, the conditions that were there are not the same as before. Yeah, even when I have a clear signal to reverse my position, I find it extremely difficult to do so. It's very important, Uguti, like Uguti, when you see it's not going in direction, you just close it without even thinking about be loss for too long, because it becomes now a bigger loss. A small loss can turn to a bigger loss if you don't reverse and just close it when it's such a small loss. So avoid that. Yeah, but if you can see that it's just going to a loss, just close it. Don't think about it, don't care about it, move on, look for another different trade. Okay, usually, so I have a sustained period of constant success, usually followed by lento yenzeka kakhulu kubantu. You find ukuthi umuntu they will double their account. After double their account, after that uthola ukuthi sevela iblow account. That is because they normally bakhuphula ama-lot sizes. If not ama-lot sizes, they just put in many positions. They don't calculate the risk because they've got the overconfidence. Overconfident is a problem, because now you're gonna start making losses that are huge. Imagine you start the account from $200 and you end up $800, and then suddenly with trade out for number 5, your account is for over about 2 weeks. Within just 2 days, you see blow your account. Why? Because you were winning. After winning so much, you ended up usulokhunja usufama ndosaza amakhulu, yabo. When I started trading, I would describe my trading methodology as meaning some success in between a lot of pain. So sometimes you go to emotional pain if you're making losses, because you sort of link your losses to your problems, you link your problems to your trading. So you need to separate the two. Which when you make a loss, it's just a loss. When trading doesn't necessarily have to link with a loss that are happening in your life or personal life. Yeah, but I often find myself feeling that the market are against me personally. Yes, it does happen sometimes whereby they keep losing while other people are winning. So they end up thinking, why is this happening to me? God, it's actually happening to you. It's happening to a lot of people out there that are actually trading now, but they're facing exactly the same problem or the same challenge, but it's just how you deal with the same challenge, how we react to those challenges or to those market condition. So as much as I might try to let go, I find it very difficult to put past emotional wounds behind me. You find because maybe some people, if you have been through a tough life, or if you're going through some challenges and you're also making losses on your trade, you find it hard to about, because losing money and losing trades can be draining emotionally and also financial wise. So you have to have a plan in place to avoid the loan, to put in a small lot, and also don't understand that you are in the very risky business. So you must always calculate risk beforehand, and ungayifaki lot size as of calculated, because that also can kill your career and also can make you just give up trading in the future. So make sure you define risk before uze ungene, and then ukudlulise lokho, yabo. So make sure and you don't link any emotional or any problems that you have personally with the market. So understand that what you are getting yourself into. So um, I have a money management philosophy that is found in the principle of always taking some money out of the market when the market makes it available. Yes, that is very important. You must understand that when the market gives you money as a trade in terms of that it's giving you profits, you must make sure you close partial profits and trail your stop loss and leave it like that, leave it running. Okay. A trader job is to identify patterns in the market behavior that represent opportunity and then to define the risk of finding out if these patterns appear themselves. So that is why Ngisho ukuthi always have a risk management in place. Okay. Sometimes I can't help that I'm a victim of the market. Understand ukuthi the market is not out there to destroy anybody. It's not out there to take your money. It's there for you to give you opportunities for you to make money. All you have to do is have a strategy in place, define your risk, your stop loss, your take profits, and just focus on making sure you're getting better and don't attach to avoid being attached to yourself to emotions in your market. Just use a small lots and don't go overboard and overexcited when you win or when you lose. Just know which is part of the business. When a trader usually stay focused in one time frame. This very sometimes you have to have understanding of a higher time frame because higher time frame they sort of have more uh, solid in terms of information about a price or a direction. Yeah, but higher time frame for a direction, similar time frame for my entry point. Yeah, well. So sometimes you make a loss because I'm a higher time frame comes still with some people you on the one time frame. Um so like you can know how to analyze, but you must have a mindset a right and you must have calculations a right in terms of your lot size nine for you to be able to make it in trading. But besides that, kubalulekile ukuthi you must let the market move and you must have a strategy in place as also services to analyze and stick to that strategy and ungajahi. And yeah, let me just take a question because I'm thinking of closing the session. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. Let me questions. Okay, guys, let's take some questions. Whether it's on the maybe the question can be on the currency pair we need to analyze, or the question can be on what we are talking about. So fanele wazi ukwaneliseka yabo. So if uthathe i-trade mhlampe ngo-0.10 or 0.5 and yakupha maybe 100 USD or 200 USD or one lot yakupha 500 USD, yeah, kuyaneliseka. Just be happy you've made that money because some people actually are losing that money. So just be happy you made some money. Ungabikho frustrated, ungadinwa, ungacikeki. Yabo le nto le yaneliseka because that's what the market ikunikeze yona yabo. So yabo le nto ukuthi ufike uthathe i-trade ulibele u-analyze angawathathi ukuthi eyi yabo I could have made so much money if I took it nani nani because lokho kwenza ukuthi sometimes u-end up like ungena kuma-trade ungawaplananga la waplane kungangeni kona and later stage ugcine sewubheka ukuthi yazi I could have made so much money if only bengiyithathile yabo. So that's why ngithi ukuthi nje even if you feel good about a trade, don't put all your money in one trade because that can just make you lose a lot of money. So understand ukuthi even if you feel good, you feel positive, don't put your money in one trade because if it goes opposite, and you will lose a lot of money because yabo yabo lento leyo. So yeah, guys, that is just what I wanted to talk about namhlanje indaba ye-mindset, because it's very important ukuthi uyibambe, very important ukuthi ube nayo yabo. Seems like you guys don't have more questions for now. Okay, let me close this session. I will do a video ekhuluma nge-survey, and I'll also be ngiyacela guys also ningithumelele amalokunjana ama-analysis wenu. Maybe I can check them out on my Telegram account or on my email. Just even if amapheza awu-5 owabhekile this week, just send me analysis yakho, then I will tell you which okay what I think about it. Maybe they can be improved. Okay, cheers guys. Good night. We'll have a chat some other time. All the best. Have a good week. Be safe. Yeah. Okay.